What's up, everybody? Happy Thirsty Thursday for this big giant snowstorm in the DMV Eve. Fellas, good to see you.
Snowmageddon.
We're getting it in Kentucky too, guys. We're projected to
Really?
get a foot to 18 inches.
Foot to 18 inches.
That's what she said.
It's just a big purple blob that's like going west to east. It's gonna be nasty, man. But
East to west.
east to west, no, west to east.
This is one of
Coming
those
from
times where
it's coming from Russia, right?
No, I mean everything comes
Same scale, right? Same.
in this country.
yeah, everything goes west to east in
Just
some
saying.
way, shape, or form.
Yes.
I say that because if you know anything about weather on the East Coast, you know what a nor'easter is. And a nor'easter originates in the Gulf of Mexico and then runs up the East Coast. But it does move south to north in an easterly drift. So it does go west to east as well.
Yeah.
And that's just because of the way the earth rotates and all this other stuff. When did we become a science podcast? God damn. I'm a bit of a weather nerd. So like stuff like this, like it gets me all intrigued and excited until I realize, crap, I'm gonna have to go out and shovel this nonsense. So
Wow.
yeah, I'm excited in the weather nerd sense. I'm not excited in the manual labor sense.
Yes.
'Cause we're
That's
looking at
true story.
13 to 16 inches here.
Yes. Bring it.
It
That's
Bring
what I
it.
tell her.
Bring it.
ain't gonna happen though. They always say that shit. It never happens, bro.
Yeah, that's usually what she says too.
Yeah, but I mean, usually it's the Euro model is the one that's like, they
The
don't.
Euro model is
It's actually
the
hitting tonight.
accurate one.
Right, tonight it's hitting. It's crazy. All good though. I'm happy to see it. We got a couple dustings in this area, and
We had a couple of 2-3 inchers that have landed down this way, and I was fine with that.
no,
Yeah, none so far, really.
this is what we need. I live for one big one a year. We haven't gotten it quite all.
Okay, you're allowed one big one every 5 years.
There we go. But imagine this though. This time last year we had just beaten the Detroit Lions in the divisional.
I'll take that anytime.
But imagine if we were to be hosting an NFC championship. It would be, this weekend. It would be in, I don't know how many, if we get a foot of snow. That would be so wild in the DC area, wouldn't it? It would be so wild.
It would not be wild.
I'm glad you brought that up, Steve, because
It'd be
I'm
terrible.
starting to get really annoyed with people on social media
About what? Sorry.
saying that
Put this in-
all NFL stadiums should be domed.
No.
Because that's the only way the better team will win.
I agree with that.
Because if I think no, I literally responded. Senator John Cornyn of Texas, who expressed this opinion. And at first, I was like, "What the f are you talking about this for? We have a country to run, and a Congress needs to legislate. Get to work."
Yeah.
But instead, I could have said that. But instead, I just said, no. I said, part of being a better team is to be better prepared, better built for whatever comes your way. So if you have weather that comes in, you've now added an X factor that the better team will prepare for and win.
Yeah, and it's parity, right? Some games you have indoors, some days you have outdoors. You should be able to prepare to do both.
Well,
I
we're
just
going to be prepared to be indoors, boys.
Yeah, well, remember early on they talked about I thought the initial concept it was going to be a retractable roof, but after we saw the renderings last week, no, we can pull up a picture here, but that is going to be a translucent, fully enclosed dome, but it's entertainment all year round. That's the big thing. I don't know the seat capacity, but if you look at it, it aligns perfectly in the Washington D.C. skyline.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. Did we talk about that last week, Phil?
Not really. I listen to y'all.
You were okay. I think we might have glossed over it, but when I get done posting stuff, we'll look at the skyline real quick and or the renderings and show you what it looks like. I still haven't seen anything as far as what are they going to do for the traffic patterns, because that's a huge deal. Because the original RFK, I believe, had 3 roads in, if I'm not mistaken, or 2. I don't know if it was,
Is it like interstate straight to stadium?
Okay, so nothing's changed at the stadium, right? So what you have, let me pull this up. All
because
right.
you have the exit right there at Benning Road, and then
Do y'all have do you get off the interstate right at the stadium? Is that how it used to be?
that's how it
Okay.
is. You just hop on the metro and you're
Okay,
right.
so let me explain this to
Kind
Deb.
of like an airport kind of situation.
All right, so let me share my screen.
We're trying to get one like that at GM, man, but the city won't pay for it. Where you just got the interstate right in the GM campus.
Oh man, be nasty.
It would be nice. I mean, it wouldn't matter to me. I'm right across the street. But
Yeah.
All right, Steve,
Yes.
Deb, see where I'm circling here?
yeah,
That's RFK Stadium.
the artist formerly known as, rather.
Well, and that's where the new one's going
We
to
don't
be.
know what we don't know what the new stadium is going to be called yet. Be prepared.
Anyway, so
the
right now, here you go. That's where the stadium is. Last satellite shot. You got parking lots. Now, if you look, there are parking lots all through here. Parking lots here.
Yeah, it's a
parking lots
complex answer.
So,
yeah, but all those places are going to be turned into like housing areas now, right?
well,
All that area, you
Some
know,
of
the
that's gonna be-
athletic field and all that shit, that's all gone,
some of
right?
that's going to be housing. Some of that's going to be parking. Some of that's going to be parking decks, right? By the way, right over here is the DC Armory, which seats 10,000 people for indoor events, by the way. Expect that to start getting used the way, like, Madison Square Garden has the Paramount Theater next to it. I imagine you're going to see some of that. So here's the thing. This yellow over here, Dev, is DC 295. It is the Anacostia Freeway. And it is a 2 lanes in each direction interstate that was built in the 50s.
Whoa.
Yeah. So you can imagine it's not very wide. So have that's going to feed in people, because that thing connects to both the Beltway at the north end of DC and the south end of
But
DC.
it looks like this is like one street that goes by and then one turns off, like one lane turns off. I think you would need like 3 or 4 lanes to turn off, right?
Well, it's multiple lanes. So right here you'll see.
Oh, okay.
So
2 lanes.
it's 2 lanes going this way, 2 lanes coming in.
Doesn't seem like a lot.
It's
What's up,
not.
We'll see. How you doing, man? Good to see you again.
It's not a lot, but it is.
I feel like
So-
that needs to change.
Well, the thing is, though, is that okay? They handled this pretty well.
Rivers.
They did handle this pretty well when they had 55,000 people going into the stadium. It was the same traffic setup. Nothing has changed.
Yeah, but weren't people complaining about that? Like, that was the worst part of it, though.
It was, but F it. It's going to be a 65,000 seat stadium. Now, you do have the Metro. The Metro stop is right here on 19th Street, right? So you really just have to walk 1 block and boom, you're on
Why
stadium.
don't they just roll it up to the stadium like every other fucking?
Well, the stadium, you gotta
It's 1
understand.
block. It's right now. It's over a mile. So this is a Jurassic.
Yeah, this is 1 block versus over a mile, Dev.
Oh, man.
Which I never minded, but I can see how people who it's
Bro, I
not meant
have-
for people
okay,
with
so-
disabilities or anything like that.
When I went to the game against the Steelers to open the 2016 season, my buddy bought us tickets. He was a Giants fan, so he's like, I got no dog in this fight.
I get
His
my
roommate was
screens
a Steelers fan. I'm a Redskins fan. His
Yeah.
roommate was damn near having a heart attack before we got to the stadium because he was out of shape and couldn't make the walk. We had to stop several times to let him catch his breath. And like, dude was like seriously gasping. And it's an adult in his 30s. I can't imagine someone who was like elderly was trying to make that walk if they weren't in shape.
I didn't want to walk. I mean,
This is going to be a lot better, I think. So I see they got some open grounds here in
Yeah.
this rendering. So
And
that's
then there's the skyline that you got the Capitol right there. and on the backside. If you were looking the other way, you would see the Washington Monument.
I love that. I love that picture though, because how many times back in the 90s and 80s they'd have that helicopter shot or the blimp shot
Yeah.
of
No view
DC.
from the blimp.
RFK was part of the skyline of DC because it was one of the taller buildings.
Yep.
And it will be, the edges of this thing will be higher than the Capitol, but the center row will not. So you still get the sight line.
Yeah. There's some of the materials they're using: transparent roof membrane, compression ring, opaque roof membrane, shell cover, glazing, entrance glazing. It is exciting. Landscaped terrace. I mean, it's gonna be exciting. Here's another rendering I want to show. So that's what you can see off to the left. There's going to be residential. There's going to be entertainment. There's going to be hotels. There's going to be shopping. Off to the right, I believe, is the athletic district or the sports complex district. So the fields that are already there. And so look at the monument in the background, like straight up. That's
pretty dope.
That's pretty sexy, man. Pretty.
DC doesn't have skyscrapers. Isn't a natural. It's an interesting skyline because the most prominent things on that skyline are going to be the Capitol, the Washington Monument, and this stadium.
Yep. Yeah.
The three tallest things in the damn city.
Yeah, and these landscaped roofing. The running jokes are, that's where we will be tailgating. They did say they're gonna have some tailgating.
Is that true though?
What?
They were tailgating on top.
No. That was just a joke.
It would be dope
because the joke was there's nowhere to tailgate. But then they
that would be dope though. It would be dope
tailgating.
If the parking decks, if you could tailgate on the top level.
It would be dope until the fire breaks out. Then it wouldn't. Then it would not be dope at all.
I have faith in DC.
So I guess trucker jumps off the motherfucker.
Yeah. Look at that! Look at that right there. Like that's a sight right there, man.
I love the fact that they're using the Roman column architecture because that is so integral to Washington DC's architecture. The Capitol has it. The Jefferson Memorial has it. The Lincoln Memorial has it.
Yep.
It's so in tune with the city. DC's biggest well-known monuments and everything and buildings are all white with these columns, with the exception of the Washington.
Let Trump get designs on it. Put gold trim on it. Gold everything up.
Hey, that actually gold trim would work with us as long as you get a little burgundy trim too.
And along with the stadium thing, the talk last week, because we had a show on Monday, but after Monday they dropped all the season ticket holders about primary seat license, and here's some of the buzz that came out. Right now we're talking seats are almost dream seats. So these tickets would be $7,200 per seat for the season, but the PSL would be $83,000, basically $84,000, just to have the rights to buy that ticket. Now this is on the higher end. A club seat.
It is. This is about as high as it gets.
Yeah, and this one's a little bit less. I'm sorry, the seats are not less. The license
$4,000.
Yeah, that's just for the licensing fee. So once you own that license, you now get first right of refusal for every event. That's your seat. Once you pay for your ticket, that's your seat forever until you sell it. But it's going to cost you $24,000 to own that, to have that luxury.
Forever.
It's all inclusive food and beverage.
You can buy it. You can go to the games forever.
Well, you still have to pay your $8,400 a season for that ticket. Every new stadium it offsets the cost of the stadium to onto the ticket holder.
This is only for season ticket holders to get. It's basically you're paying for first right to purchase seats.
Yep. And it's kind of important, especially if they're going to host a lot of venues. Or let's say the World Cup's there. Hey, you got a seat license already. You want to buy a ticket? You get first. You get first dibs. If not, okay, go to the next person. But there's like the suite or A club, $21,500 per season for the ticket. 114,800.
That's
PSL.
club seat. That's A-level club
That
seat.
is field,
Field
level,
Look at
50-yard
that.
line.
Field level at the 50-yard line.
That's
That's
bonkers, bro. That's bonkers. Whatever. I mean, you're gonna price some people out. Now on the low end, I also saw there's some for like $1,200, and so on and so forth. So the higher you go, and lower you go on price, the cheaper it is for the PSL. So
What if you just want to go to a game?
you just go on Ticketmaster and you just buy
You
a
got to buy
ticket.
$21,000.
And that's what a lot of people. No. You just pay whatever the market value of that ticket's going to be. But this is how the team recoups some of the money they're spending for the stadium. This is how I've never not seen this done on new stadiums. It's unavoidable. Hopefully they'll do like the Atlanta Falcons do, and then offer, a family of 5 can eat for less than $40. A hot dog is $2 at the stadium. Beers are $3 or $5, whatever. A burger is $2. If they can do that, let's say that would be a little easier, I guess, to swallow those costs. But I don't know. I digress. That's all the stadium talk we missed last week. So I mean, cool concepts. It's going to be beautiful. They got to figure out the PSL stuff, but I don't know, man. But the real reason why we're here today, let's talk a little bit about defensive coordinators. So we've had a lot of defensive coordinators been thrown around. There's been plenty of people who have been had interviews. There's been people who Dan and team have interviewed so far, and that list of names right now. I'll read these to you guys, starting on the left. When you're just looking at the faces, they're down at the bottom. Jonathan Gannon used to coach on the Cardinals. Then you got Denard Wilson, who's the ex-Titans defensive coordinator. Patrick Graham. Excuse me. Patrick Graham is the Raiders defensive coordinator. Then you have Joe Cullen. He's the Chiefs defensive line coach, the cheat right there. And then you have Carl Scott, who seems to be one of the hot names right now. He's currently Seahawks DB coach, and the Seahawks DBs are balling this year. Then you got Raheem Moore. Raheem Morris, former Falcons coach. Probably will land a gig somewhere. Not sure where.
I forgot he's out there.
Yeah. And then Al Harris, who to me is probably the right guy for the job. Coach with Dan Quinn on the Cowboys. He's the Cowboys, the Bears defensive backs coach and passing game coordinator. And then Brian Flores, if you guys know Brian Flores, the Brian Flores story, he was the coach of the Dolphins, got fired, but he came forward after he got fired and said they forced me to lose games. Lawsuits ensued for whatever, collusion. Then he's been bounced around, and he's currently on the Vikings, and he just signed an extension today. So if he doesn't get a head coaching job, he's going right back to be the Vikings D coordinator. So those are the names so far. Hey, look what we got in the chat. What's up, Nero? Once again coming through. What's going on? Always appreciate you, Big Neo. Defensive coordinator names, guys. So we got David Blau. We got the young guy. On the side note, before we go into defensive coordinator names, so Anthony Lynn, our running backs coach and he's a former head coach of, I'm having a brain fart. Who the heck did Anthony Lynn coach? The Chargers. He is looking for opportunities outside of DC as well. So I'm guessing once they chose David Blau as the offensive coordinator, he was like, all right, I'm gone. I'm not going to, you guys selected a 31-year-old guy over me. So he's been looking for opportunities elsewhere. He's interviewing places. I'm trying to see where else he's interviewing. He interviewed with the Bills for their head coaching job. So along with Brian Dable and Joe Brady. So, but defensive coordinator names, guys, just off the cuff, off the surface, do any of these dudes jump out at you for any particular reason?
I have the feeling it's going to be Raheem Morris.
I hope not.
I think he'll be out. I don't think it makes sense to be Raheem Morris. What's the point of getting Raheem Morris? What's the point in having Quinn on the team?
Yeah.
We got Raheem Morris. Why would we need Quinn? He doesn't coach offense. Like, what is he there for?
Yeah.
You know, I would think that may have been. I don't have any inside
Yeah.
on this or anything, but I felt like maybe the issue might have been is that the offensive coordinator we had may have just been too good of a head coach to answer to a head coach. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe it felt like he had an agenda of being a head coach that maybe the team listened to him over Quinn.
You know who else used to fear that is Jay Gruden.
Yeah. I mean, but
you don't want no one to
think
take
about
job,
this.
right?
In NFC East, you can't go 3 years. Like,
and be bad.
well, we're not. We're only going really one.
Yeah.
With him, but still, you can't be like 3 or 4 years or having 2 or 3 bad years, and you're going to get fired. And in this case, I think what the reason he probably didn't, if he didn't ask McDaniel for the offensive coordinator job, is because the same thing. Like if he's in here, he's more or less angling for a head coach job. He's not here to be the offensive coordinator. And if you want to hire somebody in, it would probably be best for him to hire a young guy who's getting his first chance to call defensive plays. Versus it will get somebody here that already has.
Wasn't that Joe Witt?
That explained that it was Joe Witt. That mean he wouldn't do it again though. So I think if you hired a defensive coordinator that has a history of being a head coach, or having a long trail, I think that it sets him up to be an intern head coach when his job is done. And if we're like 3-8. You know what I'm saying?
But Dev, in that same line of thought, though, why would he go so young on the offensive side to get someone who's never called plays in their entire life?
I wasn't here when y'all did the offensive coordinator thing, but my 2 cents on that is it didn't make sense to me to even hire the guy they did hire because you have Anthony Lynn on the squad who has offensive play calling experience.
That's what I said.
But you see what I'm saying?
That's why I think Anthony Lynn's gone. He's not going to work for a 31-year-old guy who's never called plays before.
He's not gone. He's not gone anywhere yet, right?
No, he just interviewed for the Bills head coaching job, so he's exploring.
But I'm saying he's not gone yet, and I think that that's why I think it will be Al Harris because he doesn't. I don't think Quinn wants someone's voice that possibly could be louder than he is in the locker room.
You can get 2 first-time coordinators underneath you. Now that's a move you don't make in your 3rd year of coaching. Usually it's done in your 1st year.
How much defensive play calling is Al Harris going to be calling anyways? If Quinn if the defensive coordinator comes in, what's Quinn going to be doing if he's not calling defensive plays?
Just managing the team like he always does. I don't think he wants to call plays. I think he said that at multiple press conferences. It's a lot for him. So if someone could run his system effectively,
right, but they will run his system though.
Yeah, now
you know what I'm saying. But if you bring in Flores, he's going to run Flores' system.
Well, I don't think
Flores every play.
But
I'm just saying. I'm just saying as an example. If you bring
the thing with Raheem Morris though, Dev, is he has not been interviewed by Washington yet.
Yeah,
they're just talking about the strong linkages that Raheem has with.
Well, I'm not saying him per se. I'm saying any veteran head coach.
My point is, John Keim said today he thinks Raheem Morris is the top candidate, even though he hasn't interviewed yet.
I think Raheem Morris should be the top candidate, but I don't think it will be him. And for the same reason why it wasn't Anthony Lynn being offensive coordinator.
Yeah,
I just don't think he wants somebody's voice in that room. That I think he wants to be responsible for the team.
Yeah,
himself. I think that I don't know. I'm not thinking it's pride. I don't think it's foolish pride. I just think that I think he did a lot of things on the offensive coordinator's terms last year on offense. I think that he might not have wanted to pass as much. I think he wanted to maybe do things a little differently on early downs. Right. I think he may have wanted to play some of the younger guys we're hearing, and maybe the offensive coordinator didn't want to play younger guys.
I mean, perhaps you know, right.
and I think, but again, we're hearing that, but it makes no sense when he controlled the defense. Why did he leave Wagner? Nothing really. I don't know what they're doing.
Let's put it this way, all right. We don't know much about Blau. He might be a guru in the making.
He's looked at as a next thing, but you gotta understand, how does Anthony Lynn feel about that though, man? If
is it disrespectful?
He has 20 years or some shit probably.
But is Anthony Lynn looking elsewhere for a job right now?
Yeah, he's Bills.
He got interviewed for the Bills head coach.
Oh, he did? Okay, I missed that.
That could just been a
Not
DEI,
coordinator jobs though. He's not looking, and he hasn't gotten coordinator interviews yet. So I don't know.
And I know that we were
Best
supposed to get
he's gonna
Harris.
do is what he's doing now.
Yeah.
I know we were trying to get Harris from Dallas.
going
when
on,
we got
George?
Quinn over, but it would have been a lateral movement, so the Cowboys blocked it.
Yeah.
And
George,
then
welcome back, man. Long
Yeah.
time no see, man. Good to see you again. It's been a minute.
What I was going to say is that so back in the day, just to kind of give you an example of what a functional coaching staff looks like.
Yeah.
Joe Gibbs. Joe Gibbs was the offensive guru, and he'd be over there with with Torgy and all, and Joe Bugle and all them. They run the offense. Defense was Pettibone. He was the defensive guru, and he
Richie.
stayed over on his side. And the only thing Gibbs would ever say to his defense, this is per Joe Gibbs, would be, please stop them. That's all he did. He let the defensive guys do the defense.
What's
Greg
Williams doing? Greg Double G Williams.
He was you know what? He was on the DC Defenders as a coach, and then I think he.
Would you like that old Greg back? That would be dope. I wonder if he can still coach.
I would.
I know he's D coordinator for Tennessee State right now.
Yeah, I know he still coaches in college.
Yeah, he was our defensive coordinator for the DC Defenders, and he got passed over to be the head coach after the head coach left.
And
then
everybody was mad about that.
And he was like, I'm gone.
And then they went and won a championship. So
I'm gone.
Well, we bring him back.
Greg Williams be fine. Hell, bring back Greg Bloch. I don't care if you want to bring back defense coordinators. I like Greg Bloch's defense because it was very much a minimize the yardage defense. It was not bend but don't break. It was that we just don't bend. You know, they didn't force turnovers. They just kept everything in front of them. And it was very big on sure tackling and keeping and minimizing any successful play the opposing offense does. They throw a pass, guy catches it, no yak, right? Be on that guy.
No yak.
What's Marvin Lewis at?
The run.
Marvin Lewis? No idea. No idea. I have no
Marvin Lewis out of retirement close to defense, man.
You could.
I wonder why he never coached again. He wasn't really that old, right? Was he?
No, he was relatively young.
He wasn't that old, like as far as coaches go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they made that change to Zach, whatever his name is. Zach.
Yeah. But Marvin Lewis never got another shot.
Yeah.
Or never wanted one, maybe.
Yeah. George says, I think they need to bring in a coach that's not looking to be a head coach. Rex Ryan would be a good fit. That kind of goes along with what Dev was saying, too. Like, Raheem Morris might be the right guy, but maybe they need a young guy. If they went young on the coordinator on the offensive side, David Blau's 31. He called plays for. Remember, he got promoted to offensive quarterbacks coach when Tavita Pritchard left with 2 months left, and when he became the head coach of Stanford. So he helped out, but he's never called plays. The good news is he's a quarterback, so he knows.
Blau never called plays either.
He's no, that's what I'm saying. Blau knows what to receive as a quarterback, and hopefully he can spit it out. But there's much more. There's much more than that. It's the situational awareness of the packages of the play calling. It's not just, can I pick the right play? I think it's a lot more.
Here's the parallels though. If you notice, when McVay got his coaching job, he had never called plays.
Yes, he did.
No,
he was our offensive coordinator.
Yeah, but Shanahan still called him.
No,
he didn't call the plays
when he was under Jay Gruden.
Jay didn't call the plays.
No.
Okay,
because there was footage behind the scenes. If you remember him and Kirk on the sidelines,
he didn't get hired from here. He got hired from San Fran, though, right?
Sean McVay was our assistant tight ends coach, and then offensive coordinator. After Shanahan got fired, he got promoted to tight ends coach under Jay, offensive coordinator under Jay, and then he left.
Yeah, but I thought he went to San Fran and then went to okay, all right.
Now,
well, I think it back then, but I was just saying, like McDaniel, for an example, though, McDaniel never called plays at San Fran.
That is correct.
Coaching job.
That is correct. He never
Miami. I mean, it didn't work out for him.
Right.
But
there's a funny scene. I think it was that. Was that the 2015 season or 2016 season where Kirk was on a roll? We were doing well. Robert was already gone. I think we made the playoffs that year.
It was 2015. That was the year that Robert was put on inactive all year.
That wasn't 14?
No, it was 15. 14 was the year that Jay Gruden couldn't decide who you wanted to be quarterback.
Oh, that's right. And everyone got jerked around. Okay, so maybe it was 15 or 16. Either way, there's mic'd up footage of Kirk. And Kirk made a great play on a touchdown. And he goes, Sean they're on the sideline, and he says something like, "Hey, man, see, I did it. I did what you asked me to do. I'm picking it up." And Sean's like, "I know, man. We're both learning at the same time." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm learning too." I can't believe they had this exchange on the sideline. It was corny, Kirk, but they both said they're learning. But that was when Sean McVay was first year calling plays, and I don't know, but I would like Al Harris personally because he's been a good position coach. Can't be any worse than Joe Witt.
The Bears defensive backfield look good,
and he had the DBs in Dallas humming too.
Yeah,
the Trevon Diggs led the NFL in interceptions.
They also let him get fucking burnt.
He did. He was the D'Angelo Hall
trash at Green Bay. They cut him.
Yeah. With Jim Sleazy, what's going on? Yeah, man. We're for our once a week streams, man. We're doing Thursday nights. We're taking the Mondays off in the off season. We'll still try to kick stuff out if we can on the side, pre-recorded, but live streaming will be Thursday nights, man. We're back on it.
Man, they I just think the way it looks as far as how Blau was hired, I think that Davis would be Harris, would be the one. It seems that he fits the trend.
Yeah,
what they're trying to do. And Blau, by the way, got head coaching or offensive coordinator, head coaching interviews too, right? He was like, they were asking. He
did. Apparently, Detroit. You know, he played in Detroit.
Yeah.
Detroit really wanted him back
Arizona
on the staff. Dan Campbell really wanted Blau back. So maybe there's that, prodigy pedigree that they see in him.
He's been behind
Ben Johnson,
and is it not McVay? Who was the other?
No, if you remember Darrell Bevel, he was the offensive coordinator for Seattle from 11 to 17.
I like David Blau from Hard Knocks when he was in Arizona, man. Not the Lions. He was on the
Lions, and he was cheering on his wife.
Yeah.
His wife is Kyle Hamilton's.
Yeah, Kyle Hamilton's sister.
No. Sorry,
Christian Gonzalez. You did that last time.
Yeah, the cornerback. Yeah.
Christian Gonzalez. I'm sorry. Phil corrected me again. My bad. And Al Harris is also another guy who played the position, man. I don't know his Pro Bowl stats, but I know he was a Pro Bowl guy. He played for 14, 15 years. Yeah. And he's pass game coordinator. So, and what was our weak spot of our defense last year? It was the DBs. Even when they were healthy, they were not good. So I think the defense is glaring, man. We have a lot of issues. George is right.
Who are you hoping for? What about Winkle, whatever name that went to Michigan from the Giants? They fired because he was mad at the coach. Him and Dable got into it.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Whatever the Michigan fucking
Eberflus? No, I don't. I don't know who you're talking about. I really don't. We do need stability at the defensive coordinator side. I think the offense is going to be okay. That's my worry. So this is Kyle always wanted an offensive coach, because if you have an offensive coach, you're running the coach's offensive system. And if your coordinator has a fantastic year and he leaves, you still have the system.
Wink Martindale used to be the Giants. He went to Michigan. He became their defensive coordinator.
Wink. Oh, yeah. Wink.
He left.
What's up, John? John Taman in the house. Martindale. He was all over it, man. John said he's good. He's good for Al Harris too. There you go. I think Al Harris would be safe. You can't go wrong with Al Harris. But like I said, today, John Keim, Team 980, he believes Raheem Morris is the top candidate. So do you get
he's the biggest name.
What about Patrick Graham though?
Patrick Graham's we said he's available. He's
Gannon seems kind of like the kind of mode too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know those guys' schemes. I know Patrick Graham, he's a Raiders defensive coordinator.
Gannon was Atlanta, Arizona, right? Johnny Gannon was Arizona. Was it Arizona?
Gannon was Arizona, yeah. Former Arizona head coach. He also was the Philly D coordinator when they went to the Super Bowl. That first one, not the one from last year, I don't think. So he's kind of jacked too. If you've seen pictures of him, he's kind of got some muscle. He doesn't look like it in the face. And then the Chiefs, John Cullen guy, I don't know much about him. He's the defensive line coach. Apparently, he's pretty decent. But has the Chiefs defensive line ever been like, oh, they're so good? Like,
what's that? Jim Leonard, the Denver's.
Yeah, they can't interview yet. Anyone from that
Probably
Denver
right,
staff
right.
is probably good. Anyone
Yeah,
from the
right,
Denver
right,
staff,
right.
anyone from the Seattle staff. That's why Carl Scott, the Seattle DB coach, pass game coordinator as well. So he's in the same boat as Al Harris. So Al Harris, DB coach, pass game coordinator. Carl Scott, Seahawks DB coach, pass game coordinator. That Seahawks defense is arguably the best in the NFL right now,
Yeah, humming.
or the Broncos. I don't know which one.
I think he's gonna get a head coaching job. The
Yeah.
Seattle dude is.
Carl Scott, he coached at Alabama, and when they won the national championship in 2021, so he's got that Alabama pedigree as well.
Is
So
Ravens letting go of Zach Orr?
I have not.
It's terrible though. The
have
last
not
couple
seen
years, they've
anything
had all
about
kinds
that.
of talent, been terrible.
Yeah. John says Blau's only experience as a coach is with JD5. Yep, he got that promotion from assistant QB's coach to QB's coach. He's going to develop the offense from scratch around JD. Yeah, hopefully. Listen, I would love a Shanahan system. Shanahan system works. It might not go all the way, but it works. Under center, boot action.
We're not away from Mike.
I mean, I hope there's aspects of it. I hope there's more Jaden Daniels under
Not
center.
away from McVay.
Yeah, it does. But maybe Blau can just develop his own hybrid system that has that plus whatever
Ben
Jaden wants to
Johnson
do.
there, yeah.
Yeah, Ben Johnson's offense is great, man. Look,
Yeah.
he had Caleb doing well. Caleb just can't
Caleb was only
complete
good
a pass.
after the
I mean,
I
he's
like Wink Martindale on D. I think I'm leaning toward Wink Martindale, bro.
yeah.
I think I'll lean toward Wink.
George poses a great question. George Sunil.
Yeah.
Okay, year 3, right? Cliff Kingsbury's gone. Your defensive coordinator is gone. If he has another season just like he did this year, is Dan Quinn done?
If it's injuries, because what do you think realistically our record would have been if everybody had remained healthy? Do you think I think we win 9 games?
Somewhere between the 7 and 9.
7 and 9.
It was a tough league this year.
7 and 9, maybe 10 if everything breaks your way.
The 3 out of the last 5 games we should have won. Honestly, to keep it real, even with the short ends we were, 3 of the last 5 games we should have won.
And I think this is a loaded question because I think it depends how do we look? How do we lose these games? Are they last minute collapses? Are they lack of coach management, clock management? Are they just
the Bears game? We fumbled the ball away.
Right?
Then we missed the field goal. It's like just a bunch of crazy shit was going on, man. Like
it was reversed from last year. We had all the good fortune and we had all the bad fortune this year. But if it's injuries, I think his job is fine. You can't control that. If Jaden Daniel gets hurt again, then that's a whole nother conversation that we need to start having about maybe getting another quarterback. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. George also says, how about the DC from Indiana University? He shut a lot of big team down. I mean, I know the coach. I don't know about the defensive coordinator. Did what's his name bring anyone? The defensive coordinator from JMU, Phil? Indiana defensive coordinator. Who is it? Bryant Haynes, the current defensive coordinator for Indiana. Okay.
Yeah. So Brian Haynes.
He came from James Madison.
Came from JMU.
They
all left.
He took the whole team.
He was defensive coordinator. Yeah. That's why I told people.
James Madison.
Imagine this. I'm going to sidebar for a second. Imagine JMU keeps Cignetti, all the coaches, and the 13 starters that Indiana has that came from JMU, plus all the guys they had on their team that took them to the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
Very good opportunity. JMU wins a national championship this year.
That'd have been wild.
Yeah, wild that would have been. Realistically, how wild that could have been.
I mean, they still made it to the college playoff without all those people.
Yes.
So the program still has a solid foundation.
Oh, the program was a solid foundation before Cignetti got there. Cignetti took over a golden situation. Now, Bryant Haynes, I mean, look, he had that defense geeked up and ready to go against Miami, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to want to leave yet. He's a defensive coordinator. He is a linebackers coach too. They were in 2024. They were the second best against the run.
I haven't heard about him getting any interviews.
They were sixth. They were sixth in scoring defense. and he was a finalist for the Broyles Award, which is for the nation's top assistant coach.
There you go. John said, injured or not, 8 losses in a row. Tough to overlook. Did we really lose 8 in a row?
Yeah.
Damn. Man, John, I was feeling good about, life and all. Now I just want to hang up and go to sleep. John said we should have won as the Bills fight song. Man, I saw a clip of every they did a good editing job of this is how the Bills lost every game in the last was 7 years. One kick was wide right. One was a Josh Allen interception. And it was just like, man, the Bills are really the Bills from the what was that? Was it 89 to 93 or 90 to 94? Where they lost 4 straight in a row under Jim Kelly and Marv Levy.
Yes, it was 90 through 93.
Okay. The Bills didn't make it all the way, but that's how their playoff, they're making it every year and losing.
But I mean, you got a 4
every
straight
year.
Super Bowls period. You're a dynasty.
Oh, yeah. I mean, clearly a lot of big names on that team. We had Bruce Smith. We had one of them, Thurman Thomas, Don.
We had Andre Reed for a while, too.
And then the whole
That's
Scott
crazy.
Norwood.
We had Andre
right.
Reed on this roster.
Yeah, I really forgot about that. George says
he was like a third receiver for us.
If DQ is coaching the job, why don't coach the defense? Well, if you remember towards the end of the season, he's like, I don't want to do this. It's too much for him to run the defense and coach the team. That's what he said. And if his job's on the line, maybe it's okay, George, you bring up a good point.
Honest, not a lot of coaches who are also the coordinator of offense or defense win championships. I mean,
Belichick did it, but he had Brady. He called the defense. He had Brady.
Belichick called the defense, but he had a defensive coordinator too.
He did. And I guess the thing I'm trying to make is, I asked it earlier, hiring 2 first-time coordinators on both sides of the ball is not a move someone makes when it's their last year in the job. So I'm guessing maybe he got some reassurance. Listen, you're safe.
We'll see.
This isn't something you do in your 3rd year of a job. That's all I'm saying. I don't think that's something you do. So, yes, every NFL coach wants to coach the NFL. Yeah, absolutely. See, John was all over Giants, us, Dallas. Okay. Poor Bills, man. They're a dynasty with a little D. They get the little D. Matt Patricia called the defense. Okay. Matt Patricia was the pencil guy, the guy with the pencil in his ear. Was that his thing? And he failed in Detroit. He go to Detroit and fail before Dan Campbell, if I'm not mistaken. John says head coaches are delegators. They're called or they're coordinators who leave the other side of the ball alone. Yeah, I think the best coaches do. We'll see. Any more talk on defensive coordinators, guys? Any other closing words? I think Al Harris would be a good pick. I would like Al Harris. He's the one who I'm most familiar with. And Carl Scott on Seattle. I just know his body of work of what Seattle's done this year. Probably a good pick as well. Like back to you, Dev. I think it's probably safer that you don't pick a former head coach. But also John Keim said today, Raheem Morris is his personal belief of getting the job. So what are we going to talk about next?
It's a very fluid situation. Let's put it that way.
I wanted to talk about Brandon Ayuk real quick because if you haven't been tracking the little bit of news, so if you've watched social media even a little bit, you'll see Brandon Ayuk has been in the media for good reasons, bad reasons. So as the season ended, they shut him down for whatever reason. And he showed pictures of him driving by Levi Stadium at a high rate of speed, giving the stadium, the middle finger. So you got that. And then John Lynch, he came out and said, basically Brandon Ayuk won't be around much longer. This is what he said. It's safe to say he's played his last snap with the Niners. So that's telling. And he battled some injuries this year, actually last couple years. But it's one of Jaden Daniels' best friends. Right. So my question to you guys, and then to those homeboys in the chat, if it looks like he's not going to be a Niner, if the price was right, would you sign Brandon Ayuk? I'm not talking about, like, oh, we got to trade him, just assuming all that's fine. Would you want Brandon Ayuk on this team? Dev.
No, I'd rather have Debo.
Yeah, if you ask me to choose, but the crazy part is Brandon Ayuk's only been in the league since 2020. He started it the COVID year. He's had two good seasons. He's had a
leg shot. You had to ask me 2 years ago. I said Brandon Ayuk, but that leg shot, bro.
Yeah. Here's his stats. He had a 2022 season really good, a 2023 season really good.
Leg shot.
And 21 as well.
And 24 statistically isn't bad for what he played.
Yeah.
But except for the 0 touchdowns. But again, 47 targets is not a lot either. But
here's the thing.
I think he's still averaging 15 yards a catch there.
He didn't play. He got injured in October of 2024. So that's only 7 games into the season. Yep. He tore his MCL, ACL, and his meniscus. That's the trifecta. Like, that's the worst you could possibly do in his dominant right leg.
Yeah,
I got 1 year, $1 million for him.
Well, maybe, yeah. That's I'd be okay with that if it's something like that. But if he's going to ask for like Debo money, like 19 million coming off an ACL, granted, he is only he's 27. Nah, dog, I'm good. I'm good on that. I know Jaden is really going to want him. That's one of his best friends. We know this, but I don't know. John says John Lynch has weird ears. Look at them. He might be an alien, like Men in Black. John thinks we can get guys in free agency. Once you start flipping off stadium, it's only downhill. Probably end up in a fight with a locker room and a laundry bin. George said players do things to make teams get rid of them when they don't want to be on that team anymore. That's true also. I don't know, Phil. What about you, man? How would you feel about Brandon Ayuk? Assuming he gets fully cut. We can look at his contract here in a minute, but
I'm not giving him a big contract now. Like Dev said, I'd put him on a prove it contract.
Yeah. I think there's better options out there, personally. I think
I mean, if we can get him for at or close to league minimum, why not? I mean, that's a low risk, high reward.
Yeah.
Situation.
So right now,
it also gives you another year, kind of buys you another year in figuring out the long-term future at wide receiver.
Yeah.
Side of the rest of Terry's contract.
So right now, Ayuk this year has a $15 million cap hit.
Ooh.
Now, Adam Peters is familiar with Brandon Ayuk. He should fully know what to expect with Brandon Ayuk. So it shouldn't be a surprise of what Brandon Ayuk is or isn't. Now, if they decide to cut him, release him pre-June 1st, 30 million dead cap. If they trade him pre-June 1st, 29 million. But there's that lovely thing we call the post-June 1st designation. You release him in 2026, $8 million cap hit, which they will eat. If they can trade him, $8 million cap hit, which they will eat. So he's going to be a victim with the post-June 1st designation. I think you can bank on that one. So Brandon Ayuk might be on the market at any price to be negotiated. But who was it? John mentioned that, we can look at other people who are available in free agency. Let's just do that now very quickly. And here you go. You got George Pickens, who we're not going to be able to afford. I would love George Pickens. Dude's not even 25, man. Isn't that crazy? I feel like he's been in the league for a long time. Juwan Jennings also coming off for San Francisco. Alec Pierce. I would love to have Alec Pierce from Indiana over here. Not even 26 years old. Debo, going to be 30 years old. So, you know what happens when receivers hit 30? Lose a little step.
Honestly, Wan'Dale Robinson interests me.
He's fast, man. He's
And I go out to George Pickens. Quit fucking around, dog.
he's going to be the highest paid guy in the offseason.
Yeah, I'm going to George Pickens.
Then you need to restructure Terry's contract.
No, he only got one more year. Terry's only got one more year, bro.
He does.
Two more years.
He got $87 million.
Two more. He said two more. He said two more.
But I thought it was voidable after this year.
We can look it up. Rashid Shaheed would be a nice add. Mike Evans, no. Keenan Allen, no.
Man,
Romeo Dobbs.
I'm basically, if it gets lower than Deebo
Romeo Dobbs would not be a bad wide receiver 3.
Intriguing. Very intriguing.
After it gets up to Deebo Samuels, I'm going to the draft, bro.
Yeah. I mean, this is who you're right. This is who you're working with.
I said Wan'Dale Robinson. Wan'Dale Robinson would be somebody I'd be interested in. I know he's below Deebo on that list, but Wan'Dale is 25 and he's very capable of having big games. He had a few of them.
Sounds like Brown to me.
Yeah. Terry has a cap hit for 2020. No. Shit. Terry's cap hit is this year 18.3 million. In 2027, it's 34 million. In 2020, it's 39 million. But we can get out at the end of this year. I'm sorry, in 2027, with an $18 million dead cap. If we wanted to get rid of Terry, if you wanted to do that. But here's his cap hits. 2025, he had 17, 2028, 18. Potential out going into next year's offseason, you'd pick up an $18 million dead cap. So you could restructure all this for the last 2 years. I don't know. Lots of different ways to do it. But George is right. Give him a 1-year deal. I guess you see what's out there. You never know. I would not want Brandon Ayuk unless it was on some dirt cheap 1-year deal, personally. All right. Not coming back in 2026. Ran across a good article of 10 players who are not going to come back. And I think these are pretty obvious, but I would love to bounce them off you guys just to see if you think, if you agree. So first and foremost, the first person is going to be, I'll pull up the article here off of Rigo's Rag, is going to be Andrew, Mr. Glock Dookie himself, Wiley. Should Andrew Wiley come back in 2026?
Are we bringing back
no.
Coleman?
Coleman, well, he's still on his rookie deal, man. You got time.
Is he?
Yeah. He was drafted the year before Connerly, so he's only in his 3rd year.
Chris Paul would bring Chris Paul back.
Yeah. For the price, you probably could.
I think that's what I was thinking of. Chris Paul. Chris Paul's also a free agent, right?
I don't know if Chris Paul is.
I think he is.
You can look it up. Andrew Wiley. Yeah, Andrew Wiley has no guaranteed money this year. He is unrestricted free agent. He made.
Yeah, I let him go.
He made 6.4 last year. Who did you ask about?
Chris Paul, free agent, right?
I would bring him back. He proved his.
Yeah, but I feel like you're going to only get one of these guys back. I don't think that's why you can bring both
Chris
of them
Paul,
back.
27 years old. He only had a cap hit.
Chris Paul's starter basically too.
$1.1 million. What a deal.
Yeah, but he ain't gonna get that. He's gonna get more.
He's an unrestricted free agent this year.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't think you need.
I think you're gonna have to bring Wiley or
it depends at what amount. Depends at what amount. Like John said, he's a depth guy.
I think one of them has to go. One of them has to come back. Paul or Wiley have to come back.
Remember, we got a shit ton of cap space too. So maybe they choose guys who are familiar with the system. It also depends what type of system is Blau going to run. Is it going to be, do we need smaller, more athletic linemen who can, hit those gaps? I don't know. We don't know what Blau's going to run, but free agency is going to be huge. It's going to tell us a lot. After Andrew Wiley, Von Miller. I think Von is either coming back to us or he's going to Denver. He does. He does want to come back. He wants to run it back at Jaden, although I think he might want to end his career in Denver as well. I'm not sure. And Preston Smith. I think Preston Smith's not coming back. It was a injury need. I don't think Preston Smith is coming back.
Bobby
Bobby Wagner, man, I don't know. I don't want Bobby Wagner to come back. If he comes back, I don't think he needs to be starting. Do you guys remember London Fletcher's last year?
Yeah.
It was hard to see him lose that step a little bit. And you started to see that with Bobby Wagner this year. So I don't know. It's a position you got to upgrade for sure. I don't know where you're going to get it from, the draft or free agency. But Bobby, I think they'll find a way to get him back, especially if you're going to develop someone. I don't know if Kay Madrano. We know nothing about Kay Madrano, right? We know nothing about this dude.
That's true.
John said Paul is starting left guard. He earned it. George says they better sign Tunsil ASAP. Don't make it look like they did with Terry. Yeah, Tunsil, they better resign Tunsil, man. That's a huge one. And Jim says bring Wagner back as the linebacker.
I'm definitely 100% gonna bring Wagner back too, bro.
Yes. Good call. Good call, Jim. Linebackers coach. That would be cool. Pull a Ryan Kerrigan.
They're bringing Ryan Kerrigan back. Ryan Kerrigan. They're bringing Bobby Wagner back, bro.
I think so. He's what, 34?
They're bringing 37. Nah.
Oh man. Austin Eckler. Man.
Yeah.
Torn Achilles. I don't think you need him back now. I love Austin Eckler, man. I love Austin Eckler. I just don't know. I don't know, man. That Achilles was bad. He was definitely a force multiplier if you remember, especially last year, dude. He did get that one concussion on the kickoff, the Cowboys game kickoff. Remember that? It was so bad. But he's 31 years old, coming off a torn Achilles. I just don't know if there's room for that. We're trying to get younger, aren't we? I believe.
That's
and
true.
then Ianashi, our boy Igbo. Do you know Igbo was a first-round pick? Did you know that? I did not know that.
I was actually discussing this with with a guy who's a fan of the team that drafted him, which was the Dolphins.
Miami. Yeah. I never would have guessed in a million years had I not read an article about him that he was a first-round pick. But nonetheless, depending on what you're left with after you sign your free agents and your rookies, and then the injury status of Amos, Noah might not be terrible as a depth guy, as like your sixth cornerback, maybe, but you could definitely do better. I'll put it that way. I don't think you need to bring him back. And then Josh Johnson. Hey, if you're forcing me to pick between Josh Johnson and Sam Hartman, I'm picking Josh Johnson all day long. But he's a journeyman. I don't think he will be coming back. All right, and finally, they have Noah Brown. You don't need Noah. If you can find me someone who wants to bring Noah Brown back, I'd be shocked. I'll buy that person a beer. We don't need fall down Noah Brown. And then Zach Ertz. I'm pretty sure Zach Ertz is done as well. He gave it his all for his second year. And coming off of ACL at his age, I think he's 34, 35. You're not recovering from that. Speaking of which, George Kittle just tore his ACL too.
Yeah.
He's 32, but just gets harder and harder. And then Lattimore. I don't think Lattimore's coming back either. A couple weeks ago, Phil and I talked about Marshawn Lattimore getting arrested, although it was kind of a bogus thing with the gun charge, and we don't know what's going to come of that. But I think the Marshawn Lattimore experiment's probably over.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where now you've given them an out.
Yeah, if they were looking to get out of it, they probably will.
There's no dead cap.
Yeah, the Lattimore
we
thing.
save $18.5 million.
Yep, exactly. No dead cap. It's a simple, yeah. And what was his injury again? I don't remember what his injury was.
Torn ACL.
ACL. Yeah. Okay. And he is 29. So these guys in their ACLs. Hey, do we have a power substation next to Northwest Field? You guys hear that? Because of all the injuries the Niners have, they're talking about their practice field is right next to a electric substation, and the conspiracy theory is that is the RF energy is affecting all those injuries on their players. And I'm like,
I've heard this.
Hold up. Did you look at our injured reserve list? That shit just happens. It has nothing to do with having a
Well,
practice facility near a
and
power station.
let's also ask this question.
Come
What
on.
was there first? If the power station was there first, they really can't complain.
Well, they probably needed the power station for the stadium because their practice facility is next to their stadium, and the power station is right across the street from the stadium. So I'm guessing it powers the whole stadium. I'm guessing. I don't know, but either way, I think we're all on the same page with those. George says draft Sonny Styles, linebacker, Ohio State. We're going to talk about that in a second. John says Eckler is only back till his next injury, week 3 or so, and Ertz is done. Yeah. So as we get to wind down here, so if you guys know Mel Kiper, I don't like him. He's a Philly guy, but he claims to be a very good prognosticator. He's kind of, whether you like it or not, he's kind of a.
I'm more of a Todd McShay guy myself.
Yeah, I like Todd McShay as well, but Kiper is more of the draft guy. They tend to Kiper's top 10 or Kiper where he puts prospects and he'll do like 50 iterations of his mock draft before draft night, and somehow he'll cover every combination. And he'll be like, "Oh yeah, see, I called this back in version 12." But right now, the person he has mocked to the Commanders. So he did a mock draft, and I wanted to show you guys who he has. And if you know anything about the national championship game, and if you know a guy named Ruben Bain.
Oh, yeah, I like him, but he's got short arms.
Short arms.
Yeah, he's got like the shortest arms in the draft, bro. Like if you're a decently good tackle, you're going to swallow that guy up. It's a scary thing. He's either going to be really good or terrible.
This guy Bain is just insane.
Short arms.
He's a monster. He's 6'3", 275 though.
Yeah, but
and one of the things he pointed out was that where is it?
T-Rex arms.
2.5 sacks in the national championship. They don't know what he's going to do at the combine. They don't know what he's going to do at the pro day. They don't know what he's going to do in the Super Bowl, or excuse me, the Senior Bowl. But he is athletic as all get up. But he's too small to be a defensive lineman. But they think he's too. I'm sorry, but not large enough to be a defensive tackle. But he's a pass rusher.
He'll be an edge.
The idea that all defensive ends have to be like 250.
Yeah.
Right. If you could be an effective defensive end at 275, it's even better because most of your offensive tackles that you're going against are 315 and up.
Yeah.
So
Michael Parsons is 250.
Yeah.
That's small though.
But look, very effective.
He was supposed to be a middle linebacker out of college, though.
He was out of Penn State. That's right. He certainly was.
So if you he plays all over the field. So I mean, that's just his natural talent.
Yeah.
Bain, I know he has the short arms thing, but if he's quick enough to avoid getting a hand put on him, or strong enough to get up in a defensive or an offensive tackle's chest and drive them back,
what's the
that arm length doesn't that disadvantage is mitigated.
Yeah,
by all of his other skill set.
I feel like we're getting into Chase Young.
I don't know, man. Like
that guy's gonna be LeVar. He's gonna be a guy who's like he'll have a couple flash moments because he's super athletic and fast, man.
Chase Young's 265.
But if he can't beat you with speed, but if he can't beat you with speed, bro, then then what else has he got? I feel like this is what he is, man. I feel like if he can't beat you around that corner, his arms aren't long enough to defeat good offensive tackles. Like a Laramie Tunsil in practice would tear this guy apart, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't. That's what I think. Looking at it. Show me the combine and show him at pro days and all these little things where he's going against pro guys or pro ready guys every day, all day.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll see it, man. But I will go Caleb Downs. You got me fucked up.
So right now,
Caleb Downs is the for show pussy. I think he's Ed Reed.
Yeah, they're saying that. Here's his mock right now. So he's got Mendoza going to the Raiders. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen unless they go crazy. Dante Moore from Oregon was the number 2 guy. He's going back to Oregon for another season. So it's Mendoza. And then the rest of the guys, maybe Carson Beck, and there's not a whole lot of other ones. But the Jets right now are targeting Arvell Reese, linebacker, Ohio State. I think someone said that in the chat.
Yeah,
no, George said Sonny Styles. He's got.
Why don't we just go after Ohio State's defensive coordinator to bring our defensive coordinators as well?
And then bring him up.
Yeah.
we thought we were going to do that with Alabama, right? Remember, we had Deron Payne, we had John Allen, then we had a linebacker too. Was it KJ Henry who was from Alabama? So we were slowly getting the Alabama guys. Arizona's got he's got Francis Magua from Miami, David Bailey, another stud, going to the Tennessee Titans, and then Carnell Tate, wide receiver, Ohio State, going to the Giants. Man, that's going to suck. He's really good.
Yeah, man. What's the name on the same team?
Malik Neighbors, and then the other guy from USC is also really good too. Cleveland Browns, he's got Spencer Fano tackle, but he's got Ruben Bain here at us in Miami.
Who goes at 6?
6, the Browns. They'll probably mess that
pick
up.
Spencer Fano's
But
nice.
if they were smart, they would get an offensive tackle as well. And then 8, Jordan Tyson. So he's the number 2-ish guy. There's another receiver I see 1, 2, 3 between Carnell Tate, Jordan Tyson. Jeremiah Love. Jeremiah Love is getting a lot of traction in the Commanders fan spaces. People really like Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame.
I'd have to trade down, but I'd take him. I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah, I wouldn't take him at 7. I just don't know. But
if we trade down, we can get him at like 10 or 11, 12.
Yeah.
I'd do it.
Maybe there's a team desperate enough to move up to.
I don't know. I don't know like who we would take. We need edge rushers.
And we need a second round pick too. So find a way to get a second. Trade picks. Give them one of our fifths. Trade or we have 1, 3, 3, 6, 6, 7. So give him a 6th.
I need 2 firsts if I'm giving you a 7.
And he's got Caleb Downs going at the 10th pick to Cincinnati Bengals. That's wild. But yeah, I don't think you can lose with Bain or Downs. I mean, Bailey would be pretty awesome, but he's got Bailey going at 4. I don't think Bailey will get out of the top 5. Who does he have? Kendrick Falk to the Dolphins. Sonny Styles.
I do imagine that there might be some shuffling during the combine.
Oh yeah, people always fall. Someone's girlfriend shows they were smoking weed with a mask on or something. This is the guy that George was talking about, Larry Tunsil. Sonny Styles, he has him going to the Cowboys at 12, George. So there you go. George says Bain reminds him of Myles Garrett. He is a run stopper, good speed. All right. Rams get Makai Lemon, another big wide receiver, going to the Ravens. They need the help. I think that's it for the big names.
Lemon's not that big of a receiver though.
No, he's smaller. 5'11", 195.
I don't know. He does. I feel like that they need a big receiver.
They could use a big body guy that Lamar could. I mean, Lamar doesn't. He just needs receivers, man. He's making
true.
He's producing with Zay Flowers and nobody else.
Right.
Speaking of which, maybe Isaiah Likely becomes our new tight end. I don't know. We'll see. He said Sonny Styles used to play strong safety before moving to linebacker. That's a good conversion. You get those tweeners,
Yeah, we got one every year. It never worked.
Box safeties. He said Love is the best athlete in the draft. Maybe that's why people are so high on Jeremiah Love. Remember, Bijan Robinson was kind of in that category too. Like, this is a guy you just can't miss out on.
Yeah, he's gonna be good. He's gonna be good.
You have too many traits, even if you don't need him. You're going BPA.
I said the same thing about the Raiders running back too. What happened?
Ashton Jeanty. Yeah, he didn't do a whole lot. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, aka Bill, had a better year than Ashton Jeanty, and Bill
was underutilized,
and Cliff put him in timeout for how long? For many games.
And Cliff's not here now.
And Cliff's not. Maybe that's why one of the reasons.
Yeah, that's what we've been hearing though. That
he's fundamental differences.
Quinn wanted to play younger guys, and
fundamental differences. Yeah. All right. Well, let's finish up real quick, guys. I'm doing a recap from this weekend's playoff games. Hopefully you guys watched playoff football. It was a lot of good games this past weekend. I don't know if any games particularly stuck out to you, but it was good. So the
Buffalo and Denver, one's fun to watch.
Buffalo Denver was a great game. Went into overtime. A lot of controversy surrounding that game. Dev, I don't know if you saw the Brandon Cooks catch that was turned into an interception.
Yeah, as well. I seen him cry.
I mean, a lot of people are saying that, a lot of the players are saying, even if you call it a simultaneous catch, that always goes to the receiver.
Yeah.
And my question was, okay, they called it interception. Got it. What if that ball would have been dropped after that DB rolled over and it fell out? Would they have called it a fumble? I guarantee they would have said incomplete pass.
Yeah.
So why is it a complete pass? I'm not sticking up for anyone. I'm just calling the play on the surface of what it is. And that would have altered the course of the game.
Possession was maintained through the act.
And then if you flip over to the
It was
Rams
still
game,
a reduction.
Devontae Adams had a very similar play. He was going to the ground. The ball kind of came loose right as his elbows in the ground. I don't know why Brandon Cooks wasn't considered down by contact. I know they said he didn't have possession of the ball when he was on the ground. It looked like he did to me, man. That's all. I'm not a referee. But Broncos Bills game. And then the funny part is the last play of the game on the kneel down victory formation, Bo Nix, instead of just snapping and taking a knee, he snaps it, walks around for a minute, then kneels down. And in that time frame, his lineman gets pushed into him and he fractures his ankle. And he's out for the season on victory formation.
Shit happens.
Now, they said that's when it happened. People are also saying it happened on earlier in the drive. Either way, man, he's done. So if you remember, Jared Stidham got drafted by the Patriots under Bill Belichick.
He was supposed to be Brady's replacement.
He certainly was. I don't remember what school he went to. It's escaping me, but
Auburn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Yes, Phil. Good job. Auburn guy. He's an Auburn guy. He's starting getting the starting. He's going to get a starting gig versus the Patriots this weekend.
Of all teams.
What other games? So finishing off the AFC, the Patriots and Texans was an ugly game. The CJ Stroud, worst playoff performance in probably, I'm not going to say history, but it was bad. He threw, was it 5 interceptions, 4 picks, and I think he had
a lost fumble.
5 total turnovers. 28-16 they lost. It was just bad, man. I mean, Drake May, 170 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. He kind of had an ugly game too. There was some snow, but this is setting up to be a good AFC Championship game with the Patriots and the Broncos. But to me, I feel like the Patriots are going to walk in. They're going to beat the Broncos because you got a backup quarterback, and it's going to be the Patriots in the Super Bowl. On the other side of the NFC, Seahawks and 49ers. Seahawks won 41-6. 49ers didn't even show up. That game was a joke if you watched it.
I feel like this championship right now is Seattle's to lose.
I agree. The other game, the Rams in Chicago. Now that was an entertaining game. It came down to once again, the Rams had it in a bag. And they were chasing Caleb Williams, and it wasn't even a Hail Mary. He just ran around like he always does, and he threw it up and found Colston. Was it Colston Loveland or Cole Kmet in the corner of the end zone for a touchdown, and it went to overtime. And then eventually Caleb Williams threw a pick in overtime because DJ Moore quit on a pass. People are slamming DJ Moore like he just quit on his route. And you know who got the diving interception to save the game and win? None other than Cameron Curl himself. And it was a beautiful diving interception. So that was probably my favorite game to watch this weekend, to be honest with you, the Rams and Bears. Quietly hate watching the Bears game. Have a lot of friends who are Bears, but the Bears just been all up in our shit this year, man. All because of the Hail Mary last year. It's like they had a vendetta for us and couldn't wait for us to fail. I don't know. George says, take a look at Corey Rucker, Arkansas State, big wide receiver. Okay, we'll look at him. He did say the Brandon Cooks thing was a catch down by contact. See, there you go. And Bo Nix hurt his ankle when he ran the ball. So maybe it was a couple plays prior. I don't know. Like I said, I was driving. I did not see any of the end of that Bills Broncos game. But coming up this weekend, guys, who you guys got in the final? So you got Rams, Seahawks, Patriots, Broncos. Is it as simple as saying Seahawks and Patriots?
Seahawks win it all.
But who do you think they're gonna play on the other side? Patriots or Broncos?
Right now, I'm going to say Patriots, and that's because of the fact that Stidham starting instead of Bo Nix.
I got faith in Stidham. He's gonna win.
I mean, that Denver defense is nasty. I think it could be close if they can contain Drake May. But what kind of gets me is, man, the Patriots, dude. They're too spoiled. They had Brady, took a couple years off, and they're back at it again. Man, those guys are spoiled. They don't know what it's like to be in quarterback purgatory. And the game's going to be in Santa Clara, California. So it's at the 49er Stadium, Levi Stadium. So on February 8th. And next year, just so you know, the NFL has already announced Super Bowl is on Valentine's Day next year. Don't ask me why. I don't know why they did that, but I think we all have Super Bowl plans already set for next year. Let me just confirm this. February 14th is Sunday, and that's when Super Bowl Sunday is in 2027. So good luck with that, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I think that's it, fellas. Let's pause. Okay.
You're underwater. You're underwater.
Hey, I'm happy. As we get closer, man, like I said, we'll be on live every Thursday. Trying to hold on all the mock draft stuff because why? We have so much time for this off season. Pay attention to a lot of the Senior Bowl stuff coming up, combines. That'll all be fun. Remember 2 years ago we were doing this with Jaden, so it was just a blast. But any parting words, Phil? Got anything?
It sucks that I'm having to watch this so passively and not watch our team compete in these playoffs.
Yeah,
but the playoffs have generally been very entertaining. Every day you get a good game.
Hasn't disappointed.
Disappointed. Biggest thing is I'm just wondering. I'm really wondering how this offseason is going to shape up. It's going to be a slow grind. It's going to be a bit of a marathon off season. So it's not going to be a bam, 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 everything happening really fast kind of off season. I think it's going to be a slow grind. News is going to come out one piece at a time.
Yeah.
We'll be here for all of it, people.
Yep. Dev. Parting words.
He-Man trailer looks pretty stupid. Jared Leto would ruin any movie.
I like Jared Leto, man. In a couple movies. Not all.
And what?
I liked him in the Lord of War when he was the strung out little brother of Nicolas Cage, Yuri.
Yeah, but that's wasn't even the acting. That's just
it was support. He's a good lead singer for 30 seconds or 5.
That's
30 seconds,
30 seconds to Mars. There we go.
Nobody goes to see movies for Jared Leto, bro.
No, I didn't watch. Yeah, I haven't even seen the Suicide Squad movies in, so I couldn't tell you if that was.
It wasn't really his fault. The fault of that movie is because why would you have the Joker in the movie not making the final boss?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Did you watch the first the Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
I did not see it. I have not seen it. What is it? Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
I feel like at this point, Game of Thrones is mocking us, bro. Like the show is 30 minutes long, and it's basically
short.
It's basically a comedy. It's basically not House of Dragon, Game of Thrones.
Well, no, because it's Game of Thrones is over here. House of the Dragon's way left. This is supposed to be like 50 years after the last dragon is
like
dead.
60 or 70 years before Game of Thrones because it has egg in it, and the egg is. You remember the Meister in Game of Thrones that was at the fucking
the wall?
Well, the wall.
Yeah, the Targaryen.
That's Egg's brother.
Okay,
he's a Targaryen.
Well,
right?
They said it was supposed to be.
Eggs. He talks about eggs on his deathbed. He said, "Egg, I can hear you laughing." You remember the little, oh god, it's egg.
There's no dragons left, but people still remember the dragons.
Yeah.
So it's a weird spot, but yeah,
it's about 70. It's about 70 years. Egg is about 4 generations, 50 years, 50 to 60 years.
Okay.
After Rhaenyra Targaryen.
All right.
So
I'll binge watch it when it's.
Aegon the unlikely, I guess. He's Aegon is his name. It's Aegon. So I don't.
Yeah.
They talk about what's the name, the tall. Whenever the twins or whenever Jaime Lannister is up there talking to his son. Well, he didn't know he was talking to Joffrey, and he says, "Hey, they got all the knights in here. They got a little chapter about you in here. When you the Kingslayer." He said they even got what's Duncan the Tall on here. They got 4 chapters for him, and this whole story is about Duncan the Tall.
Oh, nice.
So Dunk the Tall. So we'll see Dunk the Tall and Eggs. Dunk the Tall becomes the first knight, and Eggs becomes the king. So we'll figure it out. I don't know how they're gonna get to there. I don't know if they're going to get to there either, because it's only like six, 7 episodes, and they're 30 minutes long, man. It's 3.5 hours. I think they added it up. It's 3.5 hours of Games of Thrones
in total.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like you could just give us a fucking movie. This is stupid.
Yeah. Well, remember the Game of Thrones, each episode was a freaking movie.
Yeah.
Every show was a movie.
I'm trying to think what it could be like. It's more. There's a part where you like in the other Game of Thrones where it said, "Yeah, I'm going to become the king," and you know you can tell it's a part where they're gonna go to the credits. In Game of Thrones, but he takes the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like
so they're mocking. All right, I'll watch it. Maybe I'll watch it.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, hey, I'm going to practice with now. Hey, stop raping. Hey, you know, like it's like a weird.
Yeah. All right.
Just like
you set the tone. I'll watch it. Hey, thanks for tuning in, Jim, George, John. Appreciate you guys. Good to see all you fellas here kicking it with us, man. Lil C, good to see you again. So, guys, we'll be back next Thursday. We'll see if any news has developed, and we'll have our Super Bowl set by then. So, we'll see you then. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, you can catch us on all the audio podcasts. Yeah. All right, guys. Peace.
OnlyFans. Husky Muscle. Phil.
Trent Phoenix. Let's go.